and we're covering the top 5 most underrated rappers. This is a personal list for each of us. Everyone's got their own definitions of underrated. We know T's definition of underrated, so expect heavy hitters on his list. But no, I'm just kidding. We'll see what happens, though. Seriously. Um, top 5 most underrated rappers. T, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Well, you set it up right. You know what I'm saying? Because the first guy on my list, and this list isn't in any particular order, and I didn't want to make a list of like truly like underrated guys, so underrated that you don't know who they are. So my list is about people that are underrated for different reasons, and all of them aren't lyrical ability. So my first underrated guy is Cameron. It's Killer Cam, and I'm gonna tell you why he's underrated. Right? Not only is he a good rapper, good albums, funny guy, good movie roles that we remember, but the lineage. And I think a lot of rappers try to create a lineage of rappers underneath them and with their label and that sort of thing. But it doesn't always work. You look at G Unit, and we really only got 50 in game. But you look at Dipset, you came out of there with Jim Jones, who came out of there with Max B, who came out of there with French Montana. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Joel Santana. Like, Cam put a lot of guys out. I mean, RIP Stack Bundles, Chinks Drugs. Like, there's a lot of guys under that Dipset umbrella. And it really started with Cam. So I put Cam there in my underrated rappers list because when they talk about greatness, he doesn't get mentioned a lot, but he did a lot for music. So that's 5. My number 4 guy is Pusha T, and another guy that's insane lyricist, but I'm putting him there just because he defeated Drake. You know what? In whatever way that you can defeat Drake, because you can't really kill his career because he's a pop star, but he did what Meek couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? He put Drake in a body bag. He zipped him up, sent him home. You know what I'm saying? He did a gender reveal for Drake. You know what I'm saying? Hey, boom, we got a son. This man got a son right here. So Pusha T, that's number 4 for me. All right, number 3, I got Beanie Siegel. And I got Beanie Siegel because we give Eminem a lot of credit for that Renegade track where he stood toe-to-toe with Jay-Z. Beanie Siegel did that every single time he was on a verse with Jay-Z. Like, there's no drop-off. Some of these Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel songs, it's debatable. Some of them you say, all right, Bean's got the edge. And when we talk about top 5 MCs, you talk about Jada. Beans battled Jada. He didn't get slaughtered. Like, you got to mention Beans. The Becoming, The Reason, The Truth. He has great albums, great music. Beans is slept on. I mean, if you don't know rap, go back and listen to Beans. If you only know Jay-Z, some of the younger fans. My number 2 guy is Starlito. A lot of people don't know who Starlito is, but he's from Nashville. The last 5 years, he's put out nothing but great music. He has everything you're looking for in an artist: relatability, vocal tone, a flow. His timing is impeccable on every beat. I mean, every beat he's on just sounds better. So Starlito's my guy. Him and Don Tripp usually rap together. His Hot Chicken album, that's a hood classic to me. It's real drug bars, not these fancy prices and tennis shoes and all these clever metaphors that from guys that didn't really do it. I'm not talking about those Buffalo guys, but I'm talking about them. But yeah, Starlito.
Wow.
Starlito really did that thing. And
are you talking about Griselda?
I don't know how you come for Griselda. Hey, T always got one up his sleeve, man. I swear.
You know what I'm saying? When you know, like my man Pusha T say, when you know, man. Some people just talk too flat. I know they ain't living. But my number 1 is Lupe, man. Lupe Fiasco is probably one of the greatest MCs to ever touch a microphone. I mean, he's a master lyricist. He's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. I mean, most guys want to put bars together like him. I mean, he could do anything. He could do trap music if he wanted to. He just put out a song, sound like Lil Uzi Vert. Like, the guy is super skilled and he slept on. He got a classic album, got 2 in my opinion, but as far as touching the mic, putting bars together, no one that I've heard, maybe a Black Thought, but nobody does it better than Lupe.
Good one.
But that's my 5.
Food and Liquor is one of my favorite all-time albums for sure.
Yes, sir.
Very slept on. G, why don't you go ahead and give us your top 5 most underrated rappers?
My top five is gonna be Big Crit. I think Big Crit is very slept on. I think he's very nice. Crip is Here is fucking a dope mixtape. If you never heard of it, go back and do your Googles. Listen to that mixtape. It's fire. He was coming up during the Wiz Khalifa era. So this is why he's really slept on. He was coming during when it was what Black and Yellow, and then you also had like Big Sean coming up the way too. He was coming during that era. And then under my number 4 is gonna be Big L. If you never heard of Big L, see you said Cameron, right?
Yeah.
Cameron's underneath Big L's lineages.
Yeah,
Think
Children
about
of
it,
the
man.
Corn, Murder Mace.
You know what I mean?
I know.
You feel me? And then on top of that, if you only know about the hood lingo, listen to Ebonics. He'll break it down. Since 1992, we still use some of that lingo. So listen to Ebonics. If you ever hear somebody say some shit you never heard of, listen to Ebonics. 9 out of 10 times, Big L says something about it. So now my number 3 spot is going to be a lot of people, probably some of you guys heard of them already, Immortal Technique. The first time I ever heard Immortal Technique was during the whole conspiracy era. My friends used to always talk about, 9/11, this is a hoax, this and that. My boy put on some Immortal Technique, and like during that time, Immortal Technique was dropping songs from prison. He's been out for like the last 5 years or so, and if you still could find some Immortal Technique songs, some of the most enlightening songs I ever heard in my life came through Immortal Technique. The dude is from he's Peruvian, Latino dude, super dope, super underrated, but his shit is fire. Fire. If you want to open your mind, listen to Immortal Technique. Dude is super fire. And then that's 3, right? So number 2, my second spot overall, I have to be Lloyd Banks. How dare you? How in your right mind you say that under 50 Cent it was only the game? Were you crazy?
All we got is Beamers, Benz, and Bentleys after that.
Bro, blasphemous, my boy. Because you have V5, V6, Cold Corner 1 and 2. There's so many mixtapes. How would we have it 1 and 3 against? Well, I could drop mixtapes.
Look, man, I stole that tip a long time ago. All right.
Listen, you can find some of them joints on Apple. in my last, most underrated, you said his name, Max B. Some people from South Jersey hate Max B. Central Jersey, North Jersey, I love Max B. The Wave God, the Silver Surfer, the main
Free the Wave,
free the Wave, free the God. The main reason why I started drinking Hennessy at a young age because of Max B. Shit that I should have been doing is because of Max B. Woo, my man got me so much shit. That's why I'm a little bit of a little ghetto baby, little dirty baby. Max B was the reason why I did a lot of wild shit. Mr. Blow Me a Dove remix. Ooh,
Blow Me a Dove.
Or Don P. I can't really say all the lyrics of Don P because we might get fired. We might get dropped off the air. This Max B is just so much fire. I don't know why Nick, not to put you on blast, Nick, why my man don't fucks with Max B, but he is the truth. My man was the originator in singing and rapping before Drake. Just remember that, folks.
Yeah. I mean, I feel him, man. I feel him. He's a real wavy dude, man. He just doesn't sound good singing, so I just prefer not to, it just sounds.
It's about the lyrics. It's about the lyrics, man. You got to connect with the music.
Just stay, I just, like if you can't sing, you don't sing. Just stay in your lane. Like that's just my personal feel. But he's a real wavy dude. So respect to the Wave King. So
hey,
he's a legend.
The wave, man.
He's a legend, bro. I'm just saying I'm not listening to that man sing in my ears. Not with my high quality beat headphones. Them shit's gonna sound terrible, bro. It's just what it is.
Oh wow. Well, if you can't rap, if you can't sing, don't sing. Well, to all these dudes that can't rap, don't rap.
Right. Well, if they can't rap, they're not on this list. So that's your 5, right? So Bryce, go ahead and give us your top 5.
I think I kind of separated mine into like almost different categories for each one. So first one, I got a guy that is underrated because not everyone's heard of him. But if you're paying attention to the guy's playlist, you know about my guy Rex Life Raj, man. To me, this guy is, quintessential rapper right now. He combines the elements of rapping and singing with the type of content matter that can get people through, and not just the nonsense, fluff. Here listening to fluff all day, right? So number 5, I got Rex. Number 4, I had to go with a hometown hero, man, who I don't think he's ever got the love he deserves, and that's Wale. When Wale came out around the same time as a J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, kind of came up in that little era, and Big Sean. But you don't really usually hear him mention with those guys' names. To me, he's just as good a rapper as those guys. They're not shoulders above him when it comes to rapping. Wale's wordplay is ridiculous. His metaphors, crazy. The dude doesn't get enough credit. I think a part of the not getting enough credit is he knows he doesn't get enough credit, and he voices that. I think that rubs people the wrong way. But at the end of the day, if you're not getting enough credit, it's okay to let everyone know you're not getting enough credit. Number 3, this is one of my underrated guys that I guess was like, he had his moment and it's fizzled out somehow. And you see a couple of the guys that were around him rise up. That's my man, Rich Homie Quan, man. When it was Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug, you really couldn't tell me that Young Thug was better than Rich Homie at that time. I was sure that Rich Homie was going to be that dude from those Atlantic connections, man. To this day, it's a few Rich Homie songs. Every time I throw them on, I'm just like, damn, how did this dude not last, man? It's still crazy to think about it. But Rich Homie, that's my number 3. Number 2, T, you mentioned them. And it's only because they don't, he said it, man. Top 5 dead or alive, that's just all one LP. People still disrespect them when they do those top 10 lists. And that's Jada, man. Jada is one of the best rappers of all time. I think that verses put a lot into perspective for some people, especially when he was going against a guy that's a little flashier than him, a little more radio hits than him. He held his own, and in my opinion, won in a landslide victory. So Jada's my number 2. And my number 1, if you don't know about, I'm going to say it, one of the gods of rap right now. If you're not hip to Rhapsody, you're lost. Rhapsody is possibly the best rapper right now. Like when I hear her bars and I stack them up next to Cole's and Kendrick's and, Wale's and, these guys are supposed to be the top guys. There's no difference in bar quality. There's no difference in flow. There's no difference in cadence. Like she is a certified dog, man. And the fact that she doesn't get as much recognition as she deserves, I think just lands back to the whole NBA, WNBA, wage gap, right? Rhapsody should be up there and should be revered as perhaps the best rapper in the game, or definitely one of the best in the game, no question. She's not getting her just due. She's not getting her, her flowers, they say, but I'm gonna give them to her today. She's my number 1 most underrated rapper. Okay. Oh, hey, I got an honorable mention though. My guy Pat Poose, man. Who's heard Alphabetical Slaughter, yo? If you ain't heard Alphabetical Slaughter, yo, when I was maybe 9th, 10th grade, bro. I thought this dude was about to be a beat. Now we see how it ended up. You know what I'm saying? He didn't ride the wave like he should have. But bro, when Alphabetical Slaughter dropped, you couldn't tell me Pat Poose wasn't about to be a dog, bro.
Yeah, nah, he had.
Bro, you ever heard of Raw Library?
Yeah, that's my shit.
Pat Poose is a stay-at-home husband, man. Keep him off your list.
Hey, yo, why you gotta be so disrespectful, T, yo?
Success is how you define it, my man. He might be feeling real good about himself, but that's really none of my business. Let me go ahead and kick off my top 5 list. I'm just saying, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's probably doing all right. But let me go ahead. I got like sections of my list too. So my 5th person is gonna be like a regional kind of underrated dude. To locally, he's a legend. Newark, New Jersey, Sue Surf. Tsunami Surf, known for his
got the battle rappers on there. I love it.
Yeah, known for being a battle rap legend, lyrical, wordplay, all that. He should just drop some recent heat. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. He's still spitting, bro. He's still spitting. Still got bars. Making a little bit of diverse music now. I like what he's got. Recent album. Check out Sue Surf's most recent. So Sue Surf. Number 4. Is a guy who's like a OG in the game. Sometimes when you're an OG in the game, people know your credentials, they know you're certified, but you just don't get enough love. And that's Bun B, the Trill OG himself. You know what I'm saying? My man said he about to shake these haters off like the skin of a locust. You feel me? Enough said. Enough said. Enough said. Shake the haters off like the skin of a locust. Oh my. All right. Number 3. This guy is underrated because he's unorthodox. You know what I'm saying? Like when you do things a little bit different, your flow is a little weird. A lot of people say his flow is weird. Number 3, Currency. Currency, the hot spitter. Man, this man is a vibe, bro. Like he's literally my life goals. Like you talk about like being successful. Like to me, Currency is one of the most successful people in the game because all he do is smoke weed all day, make music, ride around in hot whips, and chill with his dogs, man. Like that dude's living the life, bro. So I love his flow. I love his unorthodox delivery. He's got hits, bro. He's got hits. It's a vibe, bro. You got to really feel it. Better than Wiz Khalifa, but this is another conversation.
No, you're tripping. I gotta slow you down right there, man. I mean,
man.
They make beautiful music together. I almost put Wiz on my list because he's, like you say, he's with Wale, J. Cole, Big Sean. He's more successful than all of them except maybe Kendrick. But they never talk about that.
You can argue that. Well, I got somebody else from that draft class that belongs on the list. And to me, he's the best. To me, I mean, he's up there with J. Cole and Kendrick as the best rapper in the game right now. Personally, he's my personal favorite in the game. I think you know what I'm about to say. Big Sean. Big Sean is one of the most underrated in the game. Most underrated, bro. My man got stuff. And the big thing about Big Sean is the message in the songs. You know, I'm a big person. I believe in, putting good stuff in your body, good music. Literally, Big Sean, one of the most underrated in the game to me. Now, number 1, it's a repeat, man. I didn't think anyone was going to pick this guy because I thought I was the only one that loves Lupe Fiasco, bro. Lupe Fiasco, bro, that's my number 1 most underrated rapper because, like, he's the number 1 most underrated rapper on my list because he literally seems crazy, but, like, he's, like, in the GOAT conversation in a way. Like, of the greatest rappers of all time, he's, like, one of them, in my opinion. Special flow, bro. His Food and Liquor album was one of the best hip-hop albums of all time. That's when I first started getting into writing poetry and rapping. And, yeah, we're going to have a playlist. Don't worry, Michelle. We got you. But definitely going to drop some Lupe on there. Food and Liquor, the Cool album was great. Even the couple other ones, man. He just keeps it coming, bro. Lupe Fiasco, Shot Town. He's a legend. Put some respect on Lupe Fiasco's name. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say.
Scruff, I feel you 1,000%, man. When you're talking about pure rap ability, like you can't really mention a lot of guys in his league. If you wanted to put measurables on it, like he would run a 4.140. He would have a 60-inch vertical. Like the guy's that high above a lot of these other rappers.
Yeah, but his 3-cone drill is real iffy though. His 3-cone drill.
I mean, but he has the numbers.
I don't know about his 3-cone, man.
He has international hits. He has national hits. So I'm not sure what he's missing other than that critical acclaim. And he has a Grammy. I'm not sure. Like he doesn't have the appeal of a Jay-Z and Beyonce on his arm, but Jay-Z don't want to get in the booth with that man and just rap.
Nah.
I don't know. I definitely would not go that far.
if you've listened to any real amount of Lupe, you wouldn't even
pressure.
That's like putting me in the ring with a professional boxer. Like it just wouldn't even make sense.
No, absolutely not, bro. We talking about Jay-Z, bro. I've heard enough. I've heard more than enough Lupe. I've heard more than enough Lupe to know that he's not, in my opinion, he's not better than Jay-Z, bro. Sorry.
Okay.
Listen to the song called "Pressure" by Lupe Fiasco featuring Jay-Z, in which they both are on the same song, and you can't tell me that Lupe did not bring the lyrical tenacity on that song. He brought it.
So you think Lupe is better than Jay-Z, bro?
I think he's better.
Jay-Z's my favorite rapper of all time.
I didn't ask who your favorite rapper of all time. I said, do you think Lupe is better than Jay-Z, sir?
Who's a better lyricist?
I try to change it. You try to change my question. No, my question is who's a better rapper, man? Jay-Z.
This is an underrated list. This is for underrated guys, man. Leave Jay-Z out of this.
We start throwing out those comparisons.
You can't just say who's the better rapper because when we say that, like that puts Drake above a lot of other guys because he's way more successful. You know what I'm saying?
He was the most successful. So who's a better rapper? That's a whole other question. I can ask who's the most successful. I don't care about that.
Jay-Z. You don't have to ask like that.
All right, I'm sharpen up on my Lupe bag. You know, I've heard all this, just about all this stuff, but you know, I'm gonna go back and listen some more.
I got an honorable mention too. I got two honorable mentions too. Actually, really just one. But Sheek Louch, man. Niggas talk about Jadakiss. They talk about Styles, and everybody forgets about Sheek Louch, man. My man got flow. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know about that. Hey, but let's start throwing out some just honorable mentions, man. I got another honorable mention. Shout out to my guy Twister, man. I almost put him on my list. Just because the flow is underrated because it's so impossible to do, man. He's writing 500-word papers in 16 bars. It's not an easy task, bro.
I mean, I think we saw the whole Bone Thugs and Harmony do it. I think we saw Biggie do it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying nobody can do it, but I'm saying Twister was killing it, bro. And that was his only thing, and he had hits, bro, platinum hits. Just you understood about 5 words. You know, I'm gonna make you a celebrity overnight. That's all you heard. But you love that.
That's all I remember. I'm like, okay, he's the original mumble rapper.
Slow jams. That was that word.
The original mumble rapper. That is fact. Hey, another guy, man. Scrub know about him. I'm sure T know about him too, man. I'm gonna catch a little bit of flack for this one. My guy, Fat Trail, man. Fat Trail. That's still my dude to this day, man. We kind of came up listening to him, you know, in my era, being from the DMV.
Isn't he in jail?
You know, he might be. He might be.
No, he home.
Free leash, man. Free leash.
Bitch, I might be.
Nah.